Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to New Arrivals. Today we have a lineup of watches reflecting the current auction season. Two Langes, a Vacheron, a Rolex sports watch, which I personally think is criminally underrated, and an AP that is, and I say this fully aware of my complicated relationship with the brand, perfect. So let's get right into it. I had a conversation recently with another dealer, and we were talking about a Lange Tourbillon that we both had in stock coincidentally at the time. He basically says something interesting. He said, Lang is really having their moment. Now, I respect what he was trying to say, but I have to push back a little bit because having a moment implies it will pass. And I don't think that that's exactly what's happening. Lang is just now getting what I think they always deserve. Remember, their first four watches were the Lange 1, the Arcade, the Saxonia, and the Turbograph, and they were so good that the entire industry had to stop and reassess. Lange operates at a standard some will argue is superior even to Patek. That brings me to the Zeitwerk Date 148-038 in white gold. We list this watch on our website at $98,950. Full disclosure here, the Zeitwerk line is my favorite line from Lange, so I'm a little bit biased on this particular model. I just think the Zeitwerk is singular. Nothing is comparable to it. Even my personal favorite reference, the Patek 1518, has inspired other competitors. The Nautilus has the Royal Oak and Overseas, the Daytona has the Royal Oak Chrono, it has the Omega Speedmaster. The Zeitwerk is unmistakably a Zeitwerk. What you have here is what I would call a mechanical digital watch. You see the time with jumping numerals rather than hands. Every 10 minutes, all the discs advance simultaneously. The remontoire mechanism makes sure that the jumping display has the same energy every single time, regardless of how wound the mainspring is. The watch is 44 by 12, so it is quite a big watch. Honestly, it does take a little bit of time on the wrist to get used to if you aren't used to bigger watches, but once you are, you'll notice how well it sits for a watch of its size. If you put this next to a Royal Oak Offshore in 44, it makes it look tiny. The weight is really balanced, and the lug design makes it sit way better on the wrist than the size would suggest. This is where you should start if you want to get something that represents the brand to the fullest, the Zeitwerk. Next up, we have another Lange. The Lange 1 in yellow gold with a blue dial, reference 101.028, and I must say that this is probably the only time that I have seen this one particularly in person. So it was about 15 years ago when my dad owned the original Lange 1 Time Zone in pink gold. He was a big Patek collector, probably part of the reason I love the brand so much. But across everything he owned, it was the Lange 1 that had stopped people the most. There was something about it that connected with people the most, and I will never forget that. In my opinion, the blue dial on this reference definitely adds something the silver dial just simply doesn't. The combination of the blue with the yellow gold case just makes the watch pop so much more, and I know it's probably near impossible to tell on camera, but if you saw this thing in person and the way light can reflect on it, it just absolutely pops. And everything is just put together in a way that doesn't feel too overdone. Auction results for Lange's recently have shown me that collectors are sort of rediscovering the brand, which is really cool to see and well deserved, I think. This particular watch is on our website for $94,000. Next is the Vacheron Constantin Saltarello Jump Hour, reference 43040-000J. We're listing it at $60,000. These really don't come around often, and the Saltarello is not a watch that floods the market. Anytime you need one, you just simply cannot find it. The K-shape, the dial layout, and the details are really Art Deco, and that seems to be where collecting is really going these days. People are really jumping into the 80s and 90s, smaller case-size watches, and that's why we're so excited for this pickup. And Vacheron made this during a period when they were really doing some of their most creative work. It's so specific, and there's nothing else like it really out there. I've been wanting one of these to show up, and now we have it available for you guys, and I can't wait to see how the market reacts. All right, now it's time for the king, Rolex. Specifically, I'm showing you my favorite sport Rolex release of the past decade. Yes, even above the ceramic Daytona, the mighty ceramic Daytona. I would rather own this titanium Yacht-Master, and I'll tell you why. The Yacht-Master 42 in titanium, reference 226-627, we're asking $25,000 against a retail of $16,050. And yes, as I mentioned earlier, this one jumps over the Daytona for me. And the reason being is every time we get one of these in, I want to keep it for myself, honestly. Rolex went more stealth with this, which they hadn't really done before in the sport collection. The titanium gives it this really nice matte gray finish, unlike anything that Rolex makes. It's a 42mm case, so it is a little bit on the bigger side. And really, the steel sport models really can't match the look of this thing, in my opinion. When this thing is in a room next to a Batman or next to a Pepsi, I think it steals the room without a doubt. Not to mention the weight. Because of the titanium material, it's roughly about 40% lighter than the steel. And compared to a Daytona or a Day-Date, this thing just disappears in terms of weight after you put it on. The Titanium Yacht-Master is a really good alternative for people looking for something a little bit different from Rolex. You're not walking into an AD and buying this, but I think our price is fair given where supply and demand are right now. If you've been sleeping on this one, wake up and click the link below to get one. Now, let me tell you about my relationship with AP. AP is like your favorite musician who keeps crashing out. Gets arrested, says something stupid, goes to rehab, gets clean, rinse and repeat. Finally, you say, I'm not listening to them anymore. But you put the playlist on, and within 30 seconds, you remember why you liked them in the first place. That is Audemars Piguet to me. They're infuriating, but they're also capable of producing the most aesthetically perfect watches in the world. This original black ceramic Royal Oak Perpetual is the perfect example of that, going for $230,000. This watch came out almost 10 years ago, and I remember when I was at a trade show in Hong Kong, the first time that I was offered this watch, they just dropped it, they just released it, and I had a customer, or I should say a dealer, that sold it to me, and I immediately sold it from a picture on my phone to another dealer. I remember the retail at the time was like somewhere around $95,000, and I had sold it for exactly $95,000. Now you have to remember, 10 years ago, that was something that really wasn't seen before. You were able to walk into Audemars Piguet and get discounts on stuff. We were able to order Royal Oaks and Royal Oak offshores at discounts. So this was really the straw that broke the camel's back for the premium watch trading, I would say, universe that transpired after. Because the market responded the way it did, and because collectors immediately understood what AP had done, that gave birth to the white ceramic, the open work black ceramic, the double balanced black ceramic, the blue Perpetual, and of course the new blue Nuit, and all the iterations across the ladies collection. One reference basically pushed the entire creative direction for AP. Looking at this, it still looks exactly right. The Royal Oak silhouette in full black ceramic is about as close to a perfect aesthetic object as you can get. The Perpetual layout on a Royal Oak dial, to me, at least to me, is the best version of that complication in watchmaking across any brand. And it's still AP's strongest offering and still their hardest to get. And yet we have it available right now. So there you go, guys. 5 really cool pieces we just got in at Luxury Bazaar. Everything you saw here is available right now on our site. Click the link in the description to take a look for yourself, or reach out to the team directly on Instagram. Subscribe, hit the bell, like the video, and we will see you on the next one. Also, guys, in case you haven't seen our latest podcast, we are back at it with what we like to call dual time. Roman and myself, we started doing this podcast thing with watches and whiskey probably about 6 years ago, and we put that on the back burner to focus on our gray market show. But now we felt was the perfect time in the market to kind of get back to where we started and rename it and rebrand it to Dual Time. And we talk about all things going on in the watch market, watches themselves, situations. It's unfiltered, it's unscripted, and make sure you go check it out on the Roman Sharf channel.